Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elden Ring. So hopefully I will play a little bit better this time. I've got a fairly decent plan of where I want to go. There shouldn't be any backtracking at this point, and now that I'm saying that out loud, there is. Now that we've picked up some more of the smithing stones, I want to go back to the Church of Ella and see if I can get my Uchigatana upgraded a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that super quick, and then we will continue. So I've got plenty of runes, and I still need 4 more smithing stones to get it to level 3. So it's currently at a level 2. We can also upgrade this, which will increase our sorcery scaling from 115 to 116. But if you'll notice in the attribute scaling, it changes our intelligence scaling from a C to a B. So that's actually not a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it actually put us up to 118 total. So that was definitely worth doing. Alright, so in this episode, we're going to start at Saints Bridge. And we're going to head over to the east. So here we go. Alright, and the first thing we have here on the bridge is this enemy. He's called a Mad Pumpkinhead. And good to be able to hit him from a distance, if I could hit him. Magic works really well. Sword and shield work really well also. Be aware, and you can kind of see that when his head was down, the magic just kind of bounced off his helmet. Didn't do a lot of damage. Swords are going to be the same way, so be aware of that. You'll want to hit him from behind. And we just picked up a Sanctuary Stone, and I didn't read the description for the turtleneck meat, so let's do that real quick. So this one is a splendid, lengthy cut of turtleneck meat, considered an especially nutritious ingredient in the south of the lands between. And then we have the Sanctuary Stone, a rare piece of stone fragment found near places where runes have fallen from the sky. It feeds and strengthens the light as it shines. So more crafting things. Not sure if we need those for any of the recipes that we have as of right now. Rune fragments. Yeah, not yet. Look at the crafting stuff for yourself. If you feel like there's stuff in there that you would use or that you want to check out, by all means do that, please. Obviously, if you're playing the game, then play it the way you want to. Don't just follow me like beat for beat. So, alright, so across the bridge and on the right hand side, we've got another merchant, another nomad.
Oh dear. I'm terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
We are here as a customer. Let's take a look at what he has for sale. So he sells the pickled turtleneck. So that's something that we will be able to craft eventually. That's going to temporarily boost our stamina recovery, which is good. He's got some more smithing stones, which we might actually buy those just so that we can start upgrading things more quickly. He's got another cracked pot. And he has the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook number 3, which will teach us how to make the pickled turtleneck, poison bone arrows, poison bone arrow fletched, and the poison bone bolt. So poison arrows is going to be useful. And then he has a note on flame chariots. I can't remember if I read the other notes. I think I may have. But we'll pick up for sure the cookbook. And I'd like to get the note. And as of right now, I can get 2 more of the stones. So this is actually a good time to consider selling some of your runes if you're wanting to level up or to purchase items. So you can sell them at merchants, or you can just break the items to use them. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell the 2 bigger ones that I have. And that should be enough to buy the other things that I was wanting. So we'll get the other smithing stone, and we'll pick up the other cracked pot just so that we have more throwable items that we can craft.
I must apologise. I'm afraid I've very little to offer.
Well, you offered me plenty, good sir, and I appreciate that. Okay, so let's take a look at what we just bought. So we have the note for flame chariots. Note sold by a nomadic merchant imparting knowledge in brief. Beware the fire monk's chariots, bearing the face of giants. A well-aimed blow to the chimney on top may prove effective, but opportunities for a plunging attack will be rare indeed. And we will come across those a fair bit later in the game, but I'll try and point out how this note is helpful at that time. Then we have a record of crafting techniques left by roaming nomad warriors. Contains knowledge for surviving in the face of utter scarcity. And then there's the items listed once again. Okay, so if you want some more of the turtle meat, you can definitely get some more over here. There's a few turtles that you can take out. And anytime that you see these little crosses or like crucifix things in the background, it's never a bad idea to come and check them out. Usually there's going to be an item over here, sometimes runes, sometimes other items, so never going to hurt to check it out. So there's something right here, and that one is another golden rune one, so that's worth 200. Nothing massive, but it didn't have to go too far out of the way. Got some bears down there. It's such an incredible view. Another thing that I highly recommend, and I haven't done that nearly enough, just enjoy the views and the vistas that you see in this game. It's so beautiful. Alright, over here by these fallen runes, there are some more Trina's lilies, and there are some skeletons that are going to come out of the ground, so be careful of them. Pick those up, and here's some skeletons. And keep in mind what I said, that when they fall over, we want to make sure that we hit them. We'll switch to the glintstone art. What I was locked onto over there. Oh, I was locked onto that skeleton far away. That's why my aim seemed a little bit off. Did I get them all? I did. Okay. Let's go over and get this guy, and then we will move forward. Awesome. So the skeletons, they can hit hard, so just be very careful. Be aware of them. If you need to, you can always use like a throwing item or cast a spell on one of them and just kind of lure them away from the group one at a time. So over in this direction, I'm just going to open the map real quick. Over in this direction, there's really not a whole lot. Maybe a few crafting items, but nothing major that really needs to be picked up. There is a site of grace there, but I came down a little bit too far. We want to come up here to this graveyard real quick because there's an NPC off to the side right here that we want to meet. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get the skeletons lured out, and we will get them taken care of. So, Glintstone Pebble. So as you can tell, I'm not playing strictly as a mage character. I'm kind of switching it up between the two. I do like the physical combat using swords and stuff, but I also love the magic. The magic in this game is just so good, and it looks incredible. So I'm going to try to come up with a good build or play style that works well for using physical attacks as well as magic. So as you can see, that skeleton is coming back to life because I wasn't quick enough. And some of the skeletons can cast magic. There's some later in the game that can fly. I don't know if this one had the ability to fly. I mean, it's not like they sprout wings, but they use magic to propel themselves off the ground. I don't think there's any items around in the graveyard, but
There's no mistake, is there? Death has left its mark once again.
and I'm gonna go ahead and use these real quick. Let's go ahead and talk to him.
Ah, a tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death. And worse yet, it is home to a mariner. If you value your life, then go no further. The village here has been touched by death. Turn back while you still can.
Okay, so that's all he has to say. So death is a big part of the story and background lore in this game. The skeletons are not called skeletons. They're those touched by death, I think was the term they use, or they who were touched by death. So he said that this village right down here, which we're going to find out the name of it very soon, is overrun by death. So we're going to want to be pretty careful down here. There's going to be a lot of, we'll continue to call them skeletons, but there's quite a few of them in here. And there's also an overworld mini boss. So we're going to switch it to morning. Doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any nighttime enemies or additional bosses here. But we'll still do that just to be sure. Not enough points to level up quite yet. I know we've spent some on upgrading our weapons, so we'll be able to continue leveling up fairly soon. Alright, so he said that there's a mariner here in the Summon Water Village, so that's what this guy is. He is the Tibia Mariner. So this fight, it's actually a good idea to use your summons. Oh, I thought I had my wolves on still. That's okay. So he's going to summon some skeletons to help him fight. And he also uses his boat to attack. So having your summons are really going to help with fighting against his summons and kind of keeping them off of you for the most part. I don't think I'm hitting him at all with my magic. Maybe if I use the glowstone arc. Quit fighting back there, dude. Let's heal just to be safe. And every once in a while he will disappear and then respawn at a different location. It does not re-heal him, so he'll stay at the same level of health. He'll continue to summon his own skeletons, and be aware there are skeletons in this area that you do need to take down and ultimately kill. Let's stay locked onto the boss. Oh, that was probably not good. Alright, where are my summon guys at? Alright. So yeah, these guys, the Tibia Mariner can be a little bit challenging, so mostly just because of the extra skeletons and the adds that he brings in. So my Godric soldiers, hopefully they're still over here, or at least the one that's left. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to get him before he can summon anymore. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so his summons will die with him. Any of the other skeletons in the area that just spawn normally will not die with him. So, and we just got the Skeletal Militiaman Ashes. This is one of my favorite early game summons, so I will definitely be equipping them real quick. And let's read them. It summons 2 Skeletal Militiaman spirits. These are the spirits of militiamen who live in death and will continue to rise again until properly finished off. This is the grotesque fate of those who come into contact with Deathroot. Alright, so similar to any of the other skeletons that we have fought, your summons now, or my summons, if you use them, then they're yours. They will continue to revive while you're battling until they are killed properly, like when they glow. If the enemy doesn't hit them like that, they'll keep coming back. So they're really powerful, especially for early game. Late game, not as much. There's other summons that we'll use later. Let's see here. What else did we get? We got another Deathroot. I'm pretty sure that we had already found one. Yes, that's our second. And we've read those. Okay. So let's ride around here, get a couple more items, and then let's go back and talk to D since we defeated the Mariner. He might have something more to tell us. So another smithing stone. Some more Trina's lilies, which I said were extremely rare. And we've already found more of those than we have the Arteria leaves, so maybe I should take back what I said. They really are not that extremely rare. So. Alright, there's D. Let's go talk to him. And this branch here looks like the Deathroot. Huh. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's talk to him.
Another fool who won't listen to reason, eh? But with a prowess for weeding Deathroot. How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to hunt more of those who live in death and weed their Deathroot, then I'll introduce you to Garank, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to, and the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you?
Oh yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and accept the introduction.
Very well. Show me your map. I've marked the location for you, of a hidden gateway. It will lead you to Garank, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to. I spotted the mark of this centipede here in the village. An ill-omened symbol that should not be. Someone or something threatens the sanctity of the Golden Order and must be eradicated.
Interesting. So knowing what I do about the story and some of the things that happen, that's really fascinating. I've never paid attention really to that, about the mark of the centipede. We will learn more about that later.
What is it? Still milling about? The map indicates where the gateway is hidden. It will lead you to Garank, the beast clergyman.
Right, so I don't think he has anything else to say. I'm gonna get super close though. Take a look at that armor. That is so cool. And that sword, holy cow. That's awesome. Alright, so let's take a look at the map real quick. And he did put this ascending gate. That's where he marked on our map for us. And we are going to go there eventually, but not quite yet. So let's finish up here in Summon Water Village. And we've got some more skeletons to deal with. Nice, quick and easy. And let's take them down. And there's some more crucifixes. If you are riding around these at night, you'll hear screaming. So, like, the bodies that are up there are still alive, I guess, or undead. I'm not really sure what term to use, but the next thing we're gonna do is come over here into the middle and then work our way up. So we've got a bunch more turtles, and this is where we're going to use our first stone sword key in this inn statue. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll open the fog gate, and the stone sword key is lost with use. We'll turn on our torch here just to see what we're doing. It's not super dark, but it's still fun to bring out the torch every once in a while. Excellent place to get the turtleneck meat if you want to farm some of that, but I'm not going to right now. And let's open this chest and get the green turtle talisman. This one is really good, and we're actually going to equip it. So let's go in here and read the description, and then we'll go ahead and put it on. So this one raises stamina recovery speed. A talisman in the shape of a green turtle. Turtles are known as a nutritious ingredient, symbolic of inexhaustible power. However, those who hold turtles to be wise creatures consider the practice of eating their meat to be barbarous. So let's go ahead and equip that. And so using the turtleneck meat or the pickled turtleneck meat, that increases our stamina recovery rate for a brief period of time. So now we don't have to do that because we have this talisman. So if you find it barbarous to kill and eat turtles, then definitely use this one. And if you just want to have a better stamina recovery speed, then use this one because it works real well. I don't think there's any other items over here, maybe some crafting stuff, but feel free to explore. It's really neat. The exploration in this game is so well done. Except for those damn dragonflies. Those things are so annoying. Okay. So if you come up this way, you'll see that there is quite the significant terrain change. That's going to take us to another area of the game, and we definitely do not want to go there yet. But man, look at that magnificent view. You can even see the moon back there. That is just so beautiful. Alright, so let's come back this way towards another beautiful view. We want to come over here to where we can see this kind of airflow coming up. We can go down the other way, like down the grass path over there, but there's a troll and we don't really want or need to deal with him quite yet. So this is a spirit spring jump. Jump while on horseback near a spirit spring to ride its current high into the air. You won't take damage from jumping into a spirit spring while on horseback, even from a great height. Press A at a spirit spring while on horseback to spirit spring jump. So I'm going to turn around real quick and show you. When you're in the spirit spring and you jump, you'll go way up in the air and you will land safely. If you were jumping down like I did before, you will also land safely. So as long as you see that you've got like that puff of clouds around Torrent's feet, then you're going to be fine to land. So just make sure that you're close enough to it. So the next thing we want to do is come over here into this cave. The blue glow on the ground is just an indication that you can't take Torrent. So if you ride into it, then you'll just automatically get off of him. So let's come in here real quick. It's not a tomb that we can do much in, but there is a site of grace and also Alexander. So let's go and talk to him real quick after we touch this. I'm just curious how he managed to fit himself through that doorway. All right, what do you got to say, buddy?
Ah, I hadn't expected to see your face again. Are you heading to the Festival of Combat too? No need to be coy with me. Judging by the fine wallop you gave the old backside earlier, I would venture you're something of a warrior yourself. The mere thought of such a festival gets the blood pumping, eh? Now, according to my calculations, passing through this road should lead us to the Kaled Wilds. But, however you slice it, it seems we've reached a dead end. I'm sorry to have raised your hopes. It seems my calculations must have been off.
So going through this way can get us to the Kaled Wilds. So it doesn't open from this side. So Kaled is where he's trying to get to for this tournament of warriors that he was telling us about at Redmane Castle.
I was created to be a warrior vessel. Many great warriors reside within me, ever dreaming of becoming a great champion.
It's my destiny, and the reason for which I quest. It is my ordeal, you could say. To test myself, to better myself, to fell ever greater foes. And then, one day, we'll be a single great champion. The greatest of them all. What do you think, eh? How do you rate my chances?
Well, considering how big he is, I'd say he's got a good chance, but we haven't seen him fight yet, so who knows?
I was created.
Alright, so he's just repeating himself. We can just skip the dialogue again. Come over and get this one. That is a smithing stone 4. Oops, wrong button. So let's take a look at that one. Should have the same item description, but this is going to say a large and particularly hard specimen, and that'll strengthen our armaments up to a +12. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and rest real quick, replenish our flasks, and we can level up once. I don't believe there's anything else that I'm planning to buy right now. And we are going to a couple more of those, like the above ground tomb sites. So I just put that into stamina. So just to reiterate, I'm planning on doing vigor and stamina or endurance up to 15. So I'll just go back and forth between those. And then once I'm there, I will decide. Okay, so the next thing is to ride back over to the Spirit Spring. And we're going to jump down to the next one. There's a bunch of wolves here, and yeah, we might as well. Let's line it up so we can get them both with the arc. That one was pretty strong. If you don't feel like fighting all of the enemies, obviously you don't have to, so. Oh, that was really good. I was watching a video earlier today about some of the magics and sorceries in Elden Ring, and they gave some really good advice about some of the early game sorceries. I just wanted to share one of those, a couple of them actually, with you right now. The tip that he gave about the glintstone pebble is that it does move a little bit slow. So if you're fighting against a creature or an enemy that is very quick and can dodge, just be aware of that and maybe go in using your sword or use a different magic like the arc. So the arc can obviously be used for enemies that are in groups. You can hit multiples, but if you have someone that's dodging side to side, you might be able to hit them with the glintstone arc. So just something to keep in mind when you're fighting. So alright, so we've got another set of these tombs here. So let's go ahead and pick up the runes. Golden rune 1, golden rune 2, golden rune 1, another one, 5, and a 1. Alright, now we are going to do some tricky jumping because over this way, right above where my helmet is, you can see there's another one of these above ground tomb sites. So to get over there, we're going to jump across these tombstone grave markers that are sticking out of the wall. My recommendation is to double jump and then kind of aim yourself towards the wall, just so that you don't over jump it like that. As an example, and there's also a rune bear down here, so boy. Alright, so we can just make a mad dash to that. I've had some of the silliest deaths, but let me just tell you, when you play this game, and any game by Dark Souls or any Souls-like games, honestly, gravity will be probably one of your most common types of deaths. So as embarrassing as it is, I honestly don't even care. So it happens, and it is what it is. So let's just head back over there. Thankfully, our rooms are going to be up top. It should be where we fell from. Yeah, so they'll be down here. And we'll try to line up that jump a little bit better. Once we do the first couple of jumps, it's not too bad getting the rest of the way across. Alright, there it is. So this one, I honestly don't think that you can make the jump without torrent. So maybe I'll try it without double jumping. Nope. Alright, so I'm just going to cut from right here, save us time until I get back to this jump. Try it again. Okay, I'm back. So, pick up my runes. Let's try this again. God, when I was practicing, I did this like 3 times in a row and never had a problem. Alright, there we go. There we go. And this one, again, just try and aim for the wall. It's the dragonfly. There we go. And get off of torrent to hit him, just in case he drops an item. Now from here over the rest of the way is not so bad. You can ride torrent, but you can also just fall. So you can jump between them, fall between them, roll between them. The ones that are a little bit further away, just make sure you've got some momentum, whether it's jumping or rolling. So, and then you can go all the way down there if you want, but we're gonna go to that area from below. So for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and pick up the items over here. And we'll meet one more NPC before we save and end for the episode. So let's go ahead and pick all of these up. Got a golden rune 4, a 1, a 2, 6. That's good. Should go in and see what that one's worth. This item we'll get in just a moment. Pick up all of our runes first. And another 1. So a 4 is worth 1,200. We got the 6 that's worth 2,000. So that's really good. So we're getting some good stuff. This one I think you have to jump up to be able to get. And this is the Fever's Cookbook 1. Let's take a look at that item. So this is going to expand our crafting repertoire. A record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by Saint Trina. He continued the search for her in his slumber. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following. Sleep pot. That's really cool. On the picture, you can see that there is an artist rendering or drawing of Trina's lily. That's really cool. So if we go to the item crafting, we can now craft sleep pots, and uses FP throw to cause the buildup of sleep, and that uses the Trina's lily and mushrooms. So that's a really good one to have. All right, and we do have a few more minutes left. Let's go meet one more NPC. I don't think there's any other items up here that we need to collect.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the true order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor.
Alright, so that's Kenneth Height. Let's go talk to him. Be careful jumping over there. If you miss your jump or mistime it, you can fall.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height. Ah, you've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but, no. No, the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood.
Okay, so he wants us to take back his fort from a knight that took it over. Let's keep talking to him.
What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval. Yes, now allow me to furnish you with a little advice. I would take great care to avoid Godric's tarnished hunts were I in your shoes. That depraved lot are obsessed with sacrificing tarnished like you for the sake of grafting. Honestly, Godric's nothing more than a jumped-up country bumpkin. Lord? Oh, don't make me laugh. First, he hid himself amongst the womenfolk to flee the capital, then hid from Radahn in that castle. Then he insulted Melania, lost to her in battle, only to lick her boots rather than die like a man. Has he no shame, the big girl's blouse? And to think, he's the blood of Godfrey, last of the golden lineage, though you almost wouldn't know it to look at him. Yeah, I almost feel sorry for the chap the more I think of it.
Okay, so he threw down a lot of big names, talking about him, or Godric, being from the lineage of Godfrey. He also mentioned Melania and Radahn. Those are all demigods that we're going to be learning a lot more about.
What are you waiting for?
Okay, so he has nothing else to say. Don't know why I couldn't get 20 there. But let's come on down here. It is a site of grace, which is where we will end this episode. This one felt better. I think I did pretty good. So hopefully the next one will go just as smoothly. On the map, just to show you where we are. So I don't think that we ever got quite this far. But from the Agheel Lake north, we found the telescope. I don't think that we came any further than that. So there's this bridge here that kind of loops around and comes back to this side. So you can kind of see how everything is starting to connect and pull together. So this was Summonwater Village, Gale Tunnel, which is where we found Alexander. So next time we're going to come up here to the Sending Gate. We're not going to go through it, but we'll explore over here and then work our way around this way towards Kenneth Height's fort. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. We'll rest at the beginning of the next one and go from there. So thanks again for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.